Hey everybody, this is our first episode ever for the Haunted Hookers. I know what you're thinking, Haunted Hookers. Alright, we're not completely sold on the name just yet. We ran it by Mom. Mom's not 100% sold on it. I like it, of course. You know, the kids love it. So we're going to leave it up to you guys, okay? So let us know in the comments below whether or not you like the Haunted Hookers. Alright, well, you might be asking, what is a Haunted Hookers? Who are they? Well, it is a hooker family of 7. It's me, Christopher, Mom, Sabrina, Garrett, Corbin, Ansley, Mason, and what's her name? Sutton. Alright, we got Sutton, okay? That's 7. That's the Haunted Hookers. And what we do here on this YouTube page is we create Halloween projects. That's right. We have come through countless subscribers. Oh, I guess we're going to be a subscriber. See, I'm so new at YouTube, I don't even know what to say this. But anyways, people to follow. We got the great Alan Hops we like to watch, the Wicked Makers, Monster Tutorials, a whole bunch of other people that we like to watch too. And we're going to be naming them and doing some of their projects and putting it on YouTube and letting the kids get creative. Because Halloween is one of our favoriteest times of the year. Alright? So bear with us as we get ready to do our next project. Let's get our intro in there. Ansley, can you put our intro in there? Alright, thanks Ansley for that great intro. Alright, so let's introduce the project for today. And again, the person we're going to be doing, giving the props to here, giving the props, because we're making props, is Stilt B Studios with Alan Hops. He's our guy. He's the go-to he's the first person I found, and I just love all the creations he makes. And so we're going to be taking a combination of several things he's been doing, and I'm going to link those down below as well. So go follow his videos, watch his videos. But I'm going to have Mason and Sutton help me with getting the materials out to you so we can kind of show you exactly what it is that we're going to need for this project. All right, Mason.
And I said, I got a bone to pick with you.
Okay, so guys, what we've done is we've set the concrete, we set some of the boards, we put some Vaseline on it so we can remove those boards. We'll go over that here in a minute, but the next step is we gotta create a skull. Now this is a great little skull, got it from Target like 4 years ago, have no idea how much I paid for it, like 10, 15 bucks. It's kind of, loose here. I think it might break off, but hopefully it holds on for just one more. We're gonna do something I've been doing for a few years now, and that's to make a milk jug skull. Okay, so what we're going to do, we clean it out so it doesn't smell like bad milk. All right, and then basically kids, make sure you have some good scissors, but make sure you, more importantly, have parental advisory, parental help right here, okay? So you're going to make like a little incision. All right, and then what you're going to do is cut out this whole little portion right here, okay? You see this whole little portion where the handle is? That's what you're going to do. All right, you can throw this in the recycling, okay? Before I know we're gonna throw that right there. All right, so this is what you're left with. right here. This is what your skull is going to be like. So I have a towel dispenser thing, paper towels, and I inserted a hole into the back of his head, and I put it down on here just to hold it kind of thing. So I'm going to slide this up and over. And you see how it's encompassing the whole skull now. All right, so I've got me some water, and then I've got me a sponge as well. We're going to make use of that. But more importantly, I have to go get my next thing, which is the heat gun. All right, so give me 1 second to get that set up. You can pause it. Okay, we had to move inside because it is really, really hot outside. It's not much better inside, but I'm about to put off a lot of heat. So again, kids, grab a parent before you use this thing because this is going to start melting plastic and it's going to hurt. Okay, so when you touch it, you're going to see some steam and all that kind of stuff. It's hot to the touch. Okay, so what you want to do is basically hold down here. Hopefully you can hear me over this. And I like to start working on the back. All right. You just hold it over for a little bit, let it heat up. It's starting to cook it now. You can start seeing it being a little bit transparent. Kind of see how it looks right there. So what you do is take your little sponge and kind of cool it off. All right. See the steam coming off now. Just keep making it a little bit flatter and flatter, and I keep pulling down on my left hand here towards the base of the skull. You can kind of see the back of it starting to melt a little bit. This isn't going to be a perfect skull, by the way. You know, it's just going to be something for us to use for our purposes. It's best to do this outside if at all possible. Do it in a well-ventilated area. There are some fumes with this. Kind of see that I've got the milk jug to start melting here and folding over, and it's starting to make a seal around this our mold here. And so what I'm going to try to start doing now is bringing this down here by the jaw, holding it down, pulling it tight from back here so it kind of secures to the back of the skull. I'm going to start working on this right here, this whole area, and start pulling it down a little bit. Okay. Alright, so starting to smooth it down. Again, keep pushing. Don't worry about the details of the skull just yet. Just get this whole shape based, to where it's over the whole skull. Alright, as I said earlier, this is an old skull, and so the jaw is kind of open, which is fine. I'm going to try my best to kind of capture that as much as possible, but for simplicity, I would suggest try, keep the jaw closed if at all possible. Once you got it heated, the plastic really gets kind of clear, transparent. And that's when you can really mold it the most, but definitely get the water on there. So I'm trying to capture that cheekbone right now. You can kind of see it. I might get to a point where I even cut this extra plastic to where it then is separate. So So what I'm going to do right now is focus on just capturing the second jaw here. I'm going to do my best here. So again, just kind of cut this using my trusty scissors. Right down the smack in the middle. And what I'm going to try to do is heat this to where this folds down, heat this where it folds up into the jaw. Alright? You can see how easy it is to move once you get it heated. But think about that too, that once you get a piece cured, if you put more heat on it, it's going to come undone. So you got to be quick with it. And again, I'm not looking for it to be perfect, because I already have an open jaw. So I'm going to continue working on the side pieces here, the side of the face, both sides. Alright, just going to tuck the chin now. Alright, and now start working on these details here. I'm going to save it for that. So I'm not going to worry about this too much just because it's going to be dark whenever most people see it. Now I'm going to start working on the eye sockets. And you're just going to take that sponge and you're just going to shove it in there, kind of hold it. And kind of just use your finger to indent on there as much as possible. You know, experiment a little bit. Maybe only do one eyeball. Little one-eyed Willy look to it. Get the nose socket here. You can try to do as much as you can for the teeth. I get like a toothpick sometimes and try to get it, but it's not, like I said, it's not perfect, so it's no big deal. Just try to capture the gums, you know, where the bone connects. Alright, so the next thing is just to take this skull off our skull, off the mold. And what you might have to do is cut yourself a little bit of a seam here and then try to pry it out. Again, it's plastic, so it's going to be able to move a little bit, but it's going to be stuck on there. And I think that's kind of why my jaw on my skeleton here, my skull, has kind of been a lot looser because I've had to rig it a little bit. So I'm just going to, like I said, cut. Just a seam. I say I am. And then this is the fun part of trying to struggle to get it off. Be careful. And that's pretty tight with that plastic. That's okay. There we go. I think we got to it. It's pretty thick. So So now that we have that, you know, I need some forceps or something, I guess. But try to pull that joker off. And I mean, you might even have to take your skull off. Be careful, because obviously metal, you know, if you're using that, it's going to be a conductor of heat. And it's going to be kind of hot. But you see how mine is. It just inserts pretty easily right there. You know, I then put my fingers right here and try to just release it. And so for all our purposes of viewers at home, this is what it looks like. Again, it's not perfect, but you can definitely tell it's a skull, and I'm going to throw some paint on there at some point in time. Probably cut some of this extra plastic out, but this will be perfect for our graveyard structure. All right, let's move on to the next part. There you go. There you go.
I'm not doing this.
Okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. So what we're trying to do is try to take a 2-foot stretch of this tarp, and we're going to hang it onto our crossbeam here as far as like his shirt. And then the rest of the tarp, we're going to try to use it to where, ooh, look at him as we go. All right, you got to hold it tight though for it to do it. And then we're going to use the rest of the tarp as the cloak. We're going to see how this looks. This is the first time we're doing this, so we're just trying to see how this looks. Okay, that's fine. All right, so what we got here is, Ainsley has perfectly cut out this 2-foot strip. It's about shoulders, about 2 feet wide. And so we found that the tarp we used, it should be able to, if we cut like a hole here, slide it around with the neck and kind of make it like a tunic, and let it drape to the floor, basically. And that'll be, like I said, the front. And then we'll add another tarp. The rest of that tarp will be cut off as his cloak. And hopefully, like I said, we can use one piece of tarp for both, and use more, you know, not have to use more material for that. All right, Mason, can you help me out with that? We don't have to have a big incision because we're really.
And that's the neck part right there. Yes.
Alright, so let's see how this goes. Also, just to show you, this is one that we've made in years past, so it's kind of, you know, fading with some of the paint. I don't remember what kind of paint I used for it, but you can kind of see what the results are. Again, this one was one of before I started doing the whole open jaw thing, but I think it kind of looks like it's concrete, and I think for our purposes, it'll be great. Mason, can you hold this head? Don't get ahead of yourself. Let's see how this tunic fits. All right, Mason. Okay.
Isn't this like 6 feet?
Okay, so this is like a 6-foot statue.
6 feet. And it doesn't have to be exactly 6 feet.
Okay. So, as you can see, this is the start of it. It's kind of boxy, but you know, it is what it is. Like we can probably do something. Alan Hops had where he put in like some round shoulders for this, we might take some duct tape and ball this up and kind of make the shoulders a little bit rounder. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Obviously, with the different size of our skull, you can kind of see a neck, so we'll just have to paint that at some point in time, I guess. But we're about to cut the, well, I guess we don't have to do the cut. We'll just put the rest of the tarp over it as a cloak. Okay, to give the shoulders a little bit more bulk, I've been taking some old grocery bags and kind of wadded them up and just kind of put them up to size. And we're just going to see if this works. Try to find a way to attach it to the shoulders. And like I said, kind of bulk it up a little bit. Okay, so here is our first gravestone. It's not exactly how I wanted it or pictured it, so we'll have to play around with it a little bit. I've got some duct tape kind of sealing everything together. I'm not going to show you where they are. It's just like this one holding it here basically, and just kind of putting it together. And I still need to go and spray paint it a little bit. The shoulders might be too broad for the head and all that kind of stuff, so we might play around with it a little bit and kind of size it up a little bit differently. But in the sense of everything else, I mean, I think once we spray paint some stuff on it, it kind of looked like granite. Yeah, but I think the kids will enjoy it, and that's the big thing. We'll make several of these for our Ghouls and Ghouls event, and I think we'll be good. Maybe we'll make some arms come out or something like that to kind of give it some more shape. And, you know, maybe hold like some kind of tablet, maybe have the arm pointing out, something like that. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching.